It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where we'll see two of the NFL's oldest and most storied franchises. It's the Cardinals and the Commanders on Sunday night primetime.
This building holds just north of 80,000, and they have come out in very good numbers today at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Arizona Cardinals and the Washington Commanders. And hi again, everybody. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, when you and I were going through our final run-throughs at breakfast, we kept thinking tonight we're going to get to see a couple of very good passing offenses.
And we're talking about both sides having multiple receivers that can have an impact on this game. It's not just one guy that's going to make all the plays. If you take him away, maybe number 2, number 3, they make the big plays that impact who wins the game.
Now the big leg of Matt Prater ready to get this one started. And we are underway from FedEx Field. Taken at the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. And they will be led out by the youngster, the rookie, their QB.
And he left North Carolina with most of his school's records, and at one point was thought to be maybe the #1 quarterback in his draft class. He does bring deceptive athleticism and plenty of upside to the table. Add some consistency, and maybe he can really unlock what he can be in the NFL.
To throw right away is Howell. And his first pass is incomplete. Jahan Dotson was the intended receiver, but it'll be second down.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Second down, Howell back to pass. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17.
Partney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you say, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go. Well, let's see who's faster.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Straight ahead, Gibson. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. Well, you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Once more, Gibson. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. On second down, a run with Gibson. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go. From the gun on third down, Howell. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. That'll bring up fourth down after back-to-back-to-back 3-yard pickups. And now a decision here on the opening drive. Fourth and very short, this part of the field. What do you think they do, CD?
I think you go for it. I think there's a lot of game left to be played. I like the advantage that they're trying to create here early. I say be aggressive and try and get it done.
And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot, and this will remain a scoreless game.
I don't care who you are. 60 yards is a very ambitious attempt. Hard to make even in practice in the best of conditions. And now, worst of all, you give the other guys the ball to start their drive at midfield.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. Well, they tried the field goal from just inside of 70 yards. It missed, and now this offense set up nicely at midfield. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. Zach Pascal, 50 yards. And the Cardinals will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. It's so easy to focus on the speed and elusiveness of Kyler Murray, but as he shows right there, don't sleep on the arm strength.
And we knew that this offense was going to try and put pressure on the secondary. That was something they talked about with us. They knew that they had an advantage, pressed it, and there you go. Big play for a touchdown on their very first possession.
And the final number on that throw, boy, it traveled an even 69 yards. Extra point good by Prater, and that makes the score 7-0. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One play drive and into the end zone for 6. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know, for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send out the field goal unit and then to not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
From the 27, Howell. And his throw here is incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one. Force the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Howell out of the shotgun. This is caught by his tight end, Logan Thomas. And he's going to have a Commanders first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
And already down 7-0 after the touchdown a minute ago, so a 3-and-out here would not be ideal for them. Nice job finding his receiver there, and they get the first down.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. A give running right, Gibson. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
Well, partner, I don't think it's any secret that any running back wants to be able to see a hole open so that he can gallop through it. But in this case, he had to slow down. There was really no hole there, and he took a big hit in order to get that 1 yard.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. With a play fake, and now here's how to throw it. He's going to drop this one down to Gibson, and he'll get up to the 43-yard line. So the completion results there in 9 yards, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. They'll run with Gibson. And he's got the 1st down as he's up to the 45-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, are going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Powell throwing on 1st down here. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And the Cards are going to take possession of the football. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
First carry for James Conner. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great, because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
On 2nd and 11 now. Murray. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Deron Payne, the defensive tackle, getting in there for a loss of 5. Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again, and this time avoid the sack.
Certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going backwards, not protecting the passer, and he gets dumped on his backside.
Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot. 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. And complete to Zach Ertz. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th.
And I believe that gain on 3rd and long changes things quite a bit, because this would be a very long field goal. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for it here.
Going with their tight end on 4th. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. Good spot on the field to go for it, kind of no man's land as they call it, and it worked out.
Yeah, they call it no man's land because your punter is telling you it's too short. I'm just going to punt it into the end zone. Your field goal kicker might give you a little raised eyebrow, might be too far for the field goal, so it gives you a great chance to go for it. Personally, if you have those tendencies to be aggressive as a head coach, you kind of like this spot because it gives you the decision to go ahead and go for it when you want to anyway. Now that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense, holding them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
Connor going to get it again on second down. And he's going to be stopped close to the first down marker at Washington's 12-yard line. It's 27. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Cardinal football here to start quarter number 2. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Murray going to throw. Looking left side. That's caught by Moore. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
On 1st and 10 is Connor. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now Murray. Oh, nice move. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Well, here's your first example of how this guy can beat you in more ways than one because they took away his arm, but he was more than happy to dissect them with his legs for that first down pickup.
They fake the handoff. Now Murray. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. It'll go as a loss of 8 and a tough result there on 1st and goal.
Well, if you're going to throw the ball on 1st and goal from the 2, the worst thing that should result is an incompletion for you offensively. But Brandon, this is a different type of football. Back in my day, 1st and goal from the 2, a lot of big people with big neck rolls, they were on the field trying to ram it into the end zone.
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. Here's Murray. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
Murray now, 3rd and goal. And that is incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Fourth down, Murray off, and the Cards field goal unit and Matt Prater out there now. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. Prater's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
Prater now will send it away following the made field goal. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Commanders' offense set to take over. As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way, because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe you give him a couple easy throws that he can complete and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
And still in the first half here, a long way to go. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. A give up the middle to Gibson. And he'll get about 3 up close to the 35. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
On 3rd down, here's Gibson. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll go again with Gibson. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That's Zaven Collins into the backfield with ease and making the stick.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. A handoff for Gibson. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Call it a gain of 13 yards on the play. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing, because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
Washington on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 41-yard line. 14 yards through the air. Caught the D off guard on 3rd and 1.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll throw on 1st down. Here's Howell. Flushed out right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Credit for that sack goes to Cameron Thomas. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward And how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. He'll check that down to Gibson out of the backfield. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys in plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Cardinals are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
They have been struggling to put points on the board so far. And while you don't want to lump it all on the rookie quarterback, he's definitely the root cause. And all rookies, they have those learning experiences in their first year. What they're hoping for is that he can learn on the fly, work through his struggles against his defense, and at the same time, still find a way to put them in a position to win.
The Cardinal offense takes back over. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
That time they hit him out of the slot on the drag.
And that route takes some fortitude from the guy running it because he knows he's going through the briar patch, as I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through all that traffic and people wanting to put a little contact on it. Really well done.
Get him going, baby. Oh, let's turn it up. Get a little aggressive, baby.
2nd down at 5. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. A good throw here, finding Pascal. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. On 1st and 10, here's Murray. Locates Ertz going across the middle. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Murray to air it out again. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Connor. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
Let's focus in on what we got to do here. That's right.
So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. Prater's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And now whistles here and a flag down. Looked like someone got going a little early. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Cardinals out in front. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everyone, to our brand new studios here in downtown Orlando in the EA Sports Halftime Report. First order of business, though. Let's get a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Arizona. And even though they've got the big cushion, I would imagine they'd like to see a little more out of their passing game. Pretty pedestrian numbers through 2 quarters of play.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Cards with a lead, and they will get this football first as the second half gets started. And no run back here for Moore. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. This offense set to begin the third quarter, and Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one, so now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced, either throw it or run it, and try and win this ball game.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Murray a give. This is Connor. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
The 6 DBs on the field for Washington on 3rd down. On the draw, Connor. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. 12 yards the pickup, good enough for an Arizona first. What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it, but a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
in Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. To throw is Murray. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. No surprise there. Chase Young wrecks that play with a sack. Well, remember, they had the nice gain on the previous play, but they just gave a lot of it back right there on that sack.
Yeah, they get the sack, get back some real estate. Felt like the type of play that can spark a defense and swing some momentum. Almost felt like a take that type of a play, didn't it, partner?
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Another try after the 1st down sack. Murray. And this will be swung out here for counter. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the 1st. From the gun on 3rd down, Murray. And this is Ertz with it, right side. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 29-yard line. 18 yards, a big pickup there on 3rd down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
They'll try the left side with Connor. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. No sweat from Montez Sweat that time as he makes that stop look easy. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the 1st half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. On the counter, it's Connor. And once again, the Commander defense stout against the run game. They drop him for a 2nd straight play. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
No daylight for him to run through there, and he ran into the defensive tackle, and that guy blocks a whole lot of daylight as it is. He is truly a big man who just made a big play.
So now facing a 3rd and 16 following back-to-back running plays that went in the wrong direction. Throwing now is Murray. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Connor. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
4th down, Murray off, and the Cards field goal unit and Matt Prater out there now. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. And the 38-year-old vet able to split the uprights, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, they picked up right where they left off from the 1st half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
Prater now will send it away following the made field goal. Fielded just outside the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. First chance for the Commanders offense now as they head out for their opening series of the second half. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
I call it no gain there on the first down play. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Looking to throw on second down. Howell on the throw led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the third quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Howell throwing on third down here. That's going to be caught along the sideline, and what a job of keeping his feet in bounds. They say that's a catch. They give him 16 yards there, and it's a Washington first down.
How about this throw right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete. In the third quarter here in D.C., a 2nd and 10 upcoming. Howell looking to throw again. They'll set up the screen for Gibson. And he goes out right around the 39. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Boy, that was certainly well-read defensively. And the key to any screenplay is space to work. And there was none to be found there. And they tackle him for just a short gain.
The Cards going nickel. An extra defensive back out there now on third down. From the gun on third down, Howell. He gets it to Thomas. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable third down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
On first down, Howell. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
But look what we have here, a sustained drive, and that was certainly AWOL in the first half. They really struggled to try and move the football. But right now, they certainly seem to have the formula working. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. A handoff running left is Gibson. And he'll get this just inside the 30-yard line.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
On second down, here's Gibson again. About 3 yards there to the 27.
Let's go, baby. Turn it up, baby. Give it some. Hey, Luke. Oh, let's turn it up. Let's do this.
One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at FedEx Field. Already a pair of third down conversions for them on this drive, but right now they need 5 yards on this third down try. Now Howell. And he finds McLaurin. And he's going to have a Commanders first down. They needed 5 there on third down. He winds up getting 7. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has, but in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense?
In his defense. I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Powell. Got a man. It's Gibson, complete. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I've thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. The offense on 3rd down tonight, can't fault these numbers. 7 for 9 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. 3rd and long. Here's Howell. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Like any team playing, they're looking for touchdowns to try and help their cause. But in this case, he does get them a little closer at least if they think a field goal turns out to be the better call here.
Fourth down, Howell, desperation time. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, 29 yards. And the Commanders are finally on the board here in the 4th quarter. So this back now to a 10-point spread, and you have to imagine they'll line up and go for 2.
Oh, no question about it. If they can get this to an 8-point game, they can make things awfully interesting here in these last few minutes.
Howell throwing for it. And they're going to get the 2. It's caught. So they get the conversion, and now we're back to a 1-score game. And that almost makes it a brand-new ball game. Now it's a 1-score affair after they get the 2.
And you have to know they were holding their breath on the 2-point play because they had to have it to get it within the range that you just talked about. Dialed up their 2-point play. It worked. Now they're feeling like they've got a shot at this one.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Taken in at the 3. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. That last touchdown has made this really tight. They're clinging now to this slim lead. Second half, they only have a field goal. This offense needs to kick it into gear.
And right now, I'm looking directly at the field general, at the quarterback. Because to me, he's got to take over right now. By word, pumping his team up, and then, of course, by deed with his play. My school coach used to say that all the time. Laddie, take over by word and deed.
And deed means action.
Exactly.
On second down, Connor looking for space. And he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. To throw, it's Murray. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there. Needed 4. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
Here's Matt Hawk now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Fielded just inside the 20. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And it feels like the momentum has shifted. They scored, then their defense forces that last punt. And now a chance to tie the game on this possession. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Now a first carry here for Robinson. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Eluding the pressure right. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
He saw the pressure, and he got out, but he never got upfield. And the defense, they took full advantage of a rookie mistake there. They were able to add a big loss on the sack.
Here's Tressway now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Here's Moore on the return. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Throwing on 1st down is Murray. That pass complete to Moore. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. 2nd and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming. They'll stay on the ground with Connor again. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. This is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. They run behind center with Connor. And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the 1st on the 35-yard stripe. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to perhaps salt this one away. Prater's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know they were praying on the other sideline for a miss because now, as you pointed out, a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow get the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
Prater now will send it away following the made field goal. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So here we go now with Howell and the Commanders. Down by 11, a minute 46 to go. Their offense has struggled all night, and now they need to find 2 scores late to try to pull this thing out. Howell to throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Well, they've certainly had trouble unlocking this defense through 3.5 quarters, so I don't expect it to get any easier now. You know they're going to be sitting back and waiting on everything, and they force an incompletion there.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Howell. Pass complete, Thomas. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender, but the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. 3rd and 2, here's Howell. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
They'll run for it with Robinson. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Cardinals will now take over with excellent field position. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. And with the defense out of timeouts, powerless to stop the clock, this should just be a couple of kneel downs. Down to a knee. Here's the Cardinals look to let the clock roll. Down to a knee goes Murray as that will just about wrap this thing up.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right? Just us against the world and get it done. How happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. So it's a win here for the Arizona Cardinals. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Air-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle, go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.